Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and today we're going to be going over the all-new 2020 Chevy 3500 High Country. This is the fully loaded, fully decked out bad boy. Even has extending mirrors. I'll show you that later in the video. Pretty cool feature. But as always, we're going to do a quick walk around on the truck, then we're going to take it out to see how it drives. A big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah for providing us with a truck. If you're in the market for a Chevy, check these guys out. Link in the description to their inventory. Oh, under the hood here, we have the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel motor that is paired to the new 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. In terms of power outputs, this is going to be good for 910 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely monstrous, and then 445 horsepower. Here's kind of the whole front end look. Just like that. On these new heavy duties, this front end is absolutely massive. So you still get that little venting on the hood with the chrome accent, since this is the High Country. Right over there, you'll see that it says Duramax Allison transmission. And then down below, you can see the whole headlight cluster. So you can see this is my hand. I mean, these lights are absolutely massive, but I like the look of it overall. So you get like little High Country right there, full LED lights up front, a bunch of chrome accenting, Chevy bow tie logo on the front as well. Parking sensors are integrated in the front of the bumper, chrome tow hooks on top of that, and then this bumper is body colored, so overall the aesthetic on it really solid. Now right here we have a little bit of an uncommon sight on a heavy duty truck. We've got these 20-inch chrome rims, 275 millimeter tires. The millimeter size on the tires, that's a little bit more standard on the truck segment. And then you can see these are a little bit more aggressive for the off-road, so the tread on them is a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, massive rims on the truck, but I mean, it makes sense with how large this truck actually is. And then you can see the side steps that go all along the truck. And then you've got this cool little step on the side, so it makes it easier to get in and out of the bed. And then over here is going to be where you're going to fill in the diesel and then also the DEF. While we're out back, here's the key fob for the 2020 Silverado 3500. So you got a couple functions, your lock, unlock, remote start, all that. So if we lock it and then you hold the remote start function down, you hear that Duramax start right up. And if you hold that key fob down again, that'll shut it off. If you press that twice, that is what will slow lower down the tailgate on the 3500, which looks pretty elegant actually. You can see this one has the bed liner, already has a fifth wheel prep, which if you're towing, that's gonna be nice. And then you can see at the end there it says High Country, and then you can see the cargo light just above. You've got more plugins for towing in the bed, very useful. LED bed lights, and then there is a full power outlet back here as well. And then lifting up this bed, super light. It's actually really easy to get basically up into place. So if you just lift it up, boom, locked it into place. Back here we've got Silverado. You can see High Country, Chevrolet in the back, which is body painted. You've got all of your plugins for towing right there. You got your receiver hitch down below, but still get these little steps. So they give it to you on the side, and then they also give it to you on the back here. So it makes getting in and out of the truck super easy. And then I love the design on these new tail lights on the back. I think for this particular truck, the rear end is probably the best looking part of the truck, I'd have to say. I've got keyless entry in the front and the back, so that just unlocked. If I press it again, that would lock the rear, but you can see the panel in the rear here. So you got this nice padded leather with the contrasted stitching. Here's another view of the whole panel, and then we can see wood trim right here. You've got your window control up top, and then door lock and unlock, contrasted stitching, and it's soft touch right there. And then over here you can see the full leather seats that come with the High Country. That was the main reason for making this video, so you guys can see the new High Country interior. But open this up, there's that storage underneath, and then you can pull this up so you get a flat loading floor and some extra storage under the seats. And then over here you can see you've got some vents, charging stations, and then heated seats, and cup holders are just above, and then got little seat pockets and leather on the back of the seats. Some manufacturers will cheap out and put plastic, but Chevy didn't do that. They did full leather even on the back of the seat there, which is nice. Now up front here is that keyless entry again, so now you can see it's locked. Press it again and now it's unlocked. I'll go over the mirrors in a minute. I want the truck to be on so I can show you a cool function with those. But opening up the truck here, you can see more of that leather padding, wood trim, all of your window controls here. You've got all of your mirror controls, which we're gonna play with those in a moment. Memory seats, lock and unlock, again with the handle, more stitching right there. See the speaker for the Bose sound system. And then over here we can see the seat for the front. So full leather, it's got nice perforations, and it says High Country on the headrest, which is actually pretty soft. And then you can see over here you've got all of your controls for the seat. Pedal layout is just down below. Hood release is right there. This is for your parking brake. All of your light controls are just gonna be in this area right here. And then you've got your controls for the cargo light, fog lights, and then your drive mode select. So this is to go into the tow haul mode. That's for auto, that's 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. And finally, the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now that we're inside, so getting in and out's pretty easy with these side steps right there, but to start it up, you just have to put your foot on the brake. It'll do the diesel preheat for you if it's cold outside, and then the truck will start up. And now let's go over the mirrors since we didn't go over those. So this is the button to power fold, oh sorry, wrong button. This is the button to power fold in the mirrors. So that's pretty standard, a lot of trucks will have that. That's not the party trick. The party trick is this button right here that's in between those. It extends the mirrors out. Like, that's legit. Look at that. You don't even, like, if you put a trailer on, you don't have to go flip your mirrors out, anything like that. You just press a button, the mirrors are extended out. That is smart engineering. Good job, Chevy. Now this is pretty standard setup right here. So leather all around the steering wheel with some nice contrasted stitching in the center. Chevy bow ties in the center. Those are your controls for the center screen right there. Voice command phone controls. Rocker panels on the back of the steering wheel to control the radio stations. Cruise control is going to be right in that area. And then this is for the collision assistance. Heated steering wheel. So like I said, pretty standard setup. You can see your turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then this is your gear selector stock, and you can shift the gears manually if you want, especially when you're towing. That's going to be nice. Here is our gauge cluster setup. So you can see the RPMs over on the left side. On the right side you can see the speed, and then there's a bunch of gauges. So like you can see the fuel gauge, temperature gauge, all that, and then you can see all the different menus that you can scroll through. So this setup here, just like in all of the other Chevys, I've kind of gone over it, so I'm not going to go too into depth, but yeah, pretty neat system, and it's easy to use in general. Here is our infotainment screen, so you can see that the touch response time on it's actually pretty good overall, and this gives you a lot of nice functions. You can see the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and then navigation function on this as well. You can see how the map view looks on it. But yeah, really good touchscreen system in general, easy to use, and comes with all the same functions that pretty much every other modern vehicle comes with. And then we can go over the camera system while we're on that. So you can see you get a bird's eye view, which helps me pull out of that space over there with that truck with the bed up. But yeah, so that bird's eye view helps out a ton with this truck. You can see the regular, that's actually the front camera, so you can see that'll help out, especially with how large this front end is on the truck. And then you can see you can zoom in on that, and each of these little cameras has like a separate view on it, so it's nice that it gives you so many different views and angles on the truck, and even kind of like that 360-degree view and side views on the truck as well. I mean, you literally can see every single angle on the truck with this camera, so really, really solid system. Now just below you can see that we've got our analog controls for the radio and controls for the touchscreen that are just above. Analog climate controls are just in this area, and then we have a bunch of controls for the truck right here. So hill descent control, that's for the power outlets, turn them on or off, stability control, hazard lights, tailgate release, parking sensors, that is for your lane departure assistance, and then your diesel exhaust brake. Trailer brakes are already integrated with the truck, and then you can see you've got some charging stations all throughout here, and even wireless charging right in that area. And this is kind of like a little extra storage pocket. Cup holders right here, and then if we pop over to the center console, you can see that you can just put your phone right there, and you can open this up. Plenty of storage space in this area, and a couple more charging stations with some little thread throughs for cables on devices, essentially. I like the little perforations on the top. That's a nice little touch. And then we can come over the glove box over here. So dual glove box and the 3500, so decent amount of storage space right there, and then they kind of do some stitching all around this whole area. Up above here, this is all of our controls for the sunroof. So single pane sunroof right here. Chevy isn't doing a panoramic unit, and my guess on that is when you do a full panoramic sunroof, especially with a heavy duty truck like this, it puts a lot of stress on the sunroof because a lot of truck manufacturers will put reinforcement up here in this area on the cab, and if you did a panoramic unit, then you'd have leaking with the sunroof. So that's my guess why they don't offer that. But yeah, all of our sunroof controls right here, universal garage door controls right there as well. So let's go over pricing information quickly on the truck. So this truck stickers for just over $77,000 before any type of market adjustment, and big part of that charge is actually the diesel motor, which is like a $9,700, almost $10,000 upcharge on the truck. Pretty expensive, but this truck is the High Country, which is their fully loaded package, and that's still like $10,000 in a fully loaded Ford or Ram 3500 series. So that's that. You guys make your decision on what you think about that, but let's take it out to see how it drives. start off in this Chevy 3500 High Country, and let's talk about visibility first and foremost. So you can see the visibility over the hood. The hood's pretty high, so it's nice that they have that camera system in the front to help out with that. And then see visibility throughout both these mirrors is solid, especially when you do that little mirror extension thing. Pretty neat little feature right there. Anyways, but yeah, visibility throughout that is pretty good. And of course, I always forget to do the power rear sliding windows, so there's that for you guys. But yeah, so you guys can kind of see visibility throughout the whole cab. But let's actually set off now. Now setting off here, you can see that little acceleration from a stop. I mean, this truck just has so much torque and power. But let's talk about ride quality and road noise with this truck. So ride quality for a heavy duty truck, these roads are a little bit beat up here actually, and it's going over these bumps very, very smoothly. So this kind of has more of a luxury kind of feel to it rather than just a regular car feel. It just feels very solid, but it's also just very soft suspension wise. And then in terms of road noise, there is not a whole lot that comes through into the cabin. You can get a little bit of bumps, especially with these larger diameter rims. They're 20-inch rims. However, that being said, most of the noise you're going to hear is from the sounds that 6.6 liter Duramax engine makes, which those are nice sounds. You can see we are turning here, and the steering is very, very light and effortless. Turning radius is really solid on the truck. It definitely handles smaller than the vehicle is. And as we come up to a stop here, of course, I forget to go over the mirror camera system. The High Country comes with that too, but I always, let's try this, guys. I'm gonna do this. Technology. So now let's get a little acceleration here. Yeah, I mean, like I've said in the other videos, this new 10-speed goes through the gears actually pretty quickly, and it has more than enough power and torque. I mean, 910 pound-feet of torque and 445 horsepower. You really don't need any more, and anything more than that really is just so the truck manufacturer can say they have more. Let's sum things up on the 3500 High Country. So if you're in the market for a heavy-duty truck, then everyone's going to end up checking out all three American brands, Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. What I have to say on the Chevy is they've got a bunch of cool little like features and everything, like the mirrors, that little camera system with the rear view mirror as well. And like I said, it seems like, because I mean, this is the High Country, so this is supposed to be like the fully loaded one. It seems like this one is priced quite a bit less than what the other truck manufacturers are at, because, you know, when I spec out like a fully loaded Ford or a fully loaded Ram, I mean, I'm looking at $90,000 almost. And so this truck seems like, from a price point standpoint, it's significantly less. So I mean, I look into that as well. So if you're in the market for a new heavy duty truck, you need something that's bad boy and good at towing, check out this High Country. There we have it, everyone, the 2020 Chevy 3500 High Country with the Duramax motor. I'm beginning to love this truck more and more, the more of these that I review actually. But that all being said, if you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, comment down below what you thought. And then again, a big shout out and thank you to Larry H. Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah, for providing us with a truck. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in that next review.